The one thing I cannot live without is plantain. I eat plantain at least once a day. I have to. It's like medicine. Boiled plantain, roast plantain. Ugh, I never get sick of it, ever, 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 ever. And I can't live in a place that is more than 5 minutes drive away from a shop where I can buy plantain. That means that I can't live outside of London, basically.
Yeah, nearly. Yeah, I got it.
There was, at the time, I think 2014, a real lack of African food in the street food scene, a lack of representation, a lack of businesses that were doing it at a level that exposed Ghanaian food to the wider community. So I was like, look, this is something that I love. I love cooking, I love food, so why not start a street food business? What I didn't know or didn't have experience in was how to run a business, but I learned on the job and slowly went from small markets to bigger markets, and then was approached for residencies, events, parties, festivals. It's growing in a few different dimensions, but Chalé, let's eat, why not? My grandmother and grandfather originated in Togo. They are Ewe, and the Ewes are resident in Nigeria, Benin, Togo, Ghana. We go across borders in terms of our ethnic group, and our language is spoken across those 4 countries. My grandparents moved to Ghana in the 40s, and our family have been settled there ever since. As a Black British person, you always have a sense of this is not your home, because as much as you might eat baked beans and jack potatoes, you're still always going to be seen as a foreigner first off. So yes, I'm born here, yes, I speak English, yes, all that, but you always need to feel like you have some sense of security, and you fulfill that need to belong to somewhere by connecting to wherever your parents came from. Food is the tool that I use to connect with my roots and my history. I was born in the UK, and I also grew up in a very non-multicultural area. So food was definitely my way of connecting with my history, my family, and learning about the culture, because typical African parents are not really that forthcoming when it comes to talking about back home. You know, you can ask them a question and they give you the shortest, most concise answer and just tell you to go read your books and go and study. But when I talk about food, that's a different story. My mum comes alive when I'm asking her, oh mum, so what did you used to eat like as a kid? Like what did you used to take to boarding school when you went to school? What did grandma used to make? Then all that kind of thing. And like that's where she really came alive. And so it was definitely a tool for a kid who kind of never really was able to quite connect fully with their African heritage or their Britishness. A Ghanaian dish is filling. Makes your belly pop. Extremely flavorful. It's made with a lot of time and love. I'd say that's what makes a Ghanaian dish. Coconut consommé is cooked with tomatoes, coconut oil, coconut cream, preferably like homemade coconut oil, which has that really strong flavor. It's something that's so specific to my grandmother and how she cooked and the kind of food that she used to make. I know it sounds so big-headed to say, but I think a lot of people can't have tasted it before because she basically made it up. A lot of people know peanut soup from across West Africa, but the azidezi, the way we do it, is very typical to my family's recipe and my family's style of cooking. So even when Ghanaians or people who have been to Ghana before have already had peanut soup, they say, oh, this is you know, it's familiar but different because it's much thicker and it's done with the spices that are fried first, a bit similar to making a curry. So yeah, I would say the beef azidezi is our signature dish. There isn't a platform where I'm like, yeah, when I reach that, done, I'm cool, I'm happy, because I think there's always going to be something else to achieve, and you're always going to want to keep going because there's so much territory for African food in this country and in the West. I don't want to limit myself by saying that this is where I want Chalé Let's Eat to be in X amount of years, because I want it to go as far as possible, always. So, yeah.